All right, let's talk about the Green Bay Packers, who are all of a sudden kind of a real playoff contender here. In fact, I saw something where if every single favorite won for the rest of the season, which obviously isn't going to happen, but if that were to happen, the Packers would be in the 7th seed at this point. What seemed to be a lost season, Jordan Love wasn't playing great, it felt like a disaster. All of a sudden, Jordan Love's playing awesome, this team is playing awesome, they're winning against good teams, and they're in the playoff race. They're fully in the playoff race at this point, and it's all because of Jordan Love's turning his game around, I think. And also, going over here, part of it, too, is Christian Watson turning his game around a little bit. I mean, him having a couple of these plays, they need him to be a #1 receiver, and he was a #1 receiver in this game. It's going to be quarters coverage that the Lions are in. You see Watson running a deep route, which is obviously where he's at his best. The deep shots are, kind of what you draft him for. As you see, Jordan Love is going to take the snap. He runs a play action, well-blocked play by Green Bay, fires it down the field, and Watson is wide open. And to be honest, this is a bit of an underthrown ball. It is. But that's kind of, I think, part of why you might be getting excited if you're a Packers fan. It's like, you can't expect the quarterback to be pinpoint accurate every single throw 50 yards down the field. Sometimes you need a receiver to make a play. And early on, they weren't really having that. But as of right here, Watson's able to come back. It was still a catchable ball. It was not a bad throw by any means by Love. It was a good throw by Love, but it was a great play by Christian Watson. And having that combination, that's what's exciting to see if you're a Packers fan. And that's what you want to see more and more. And again, going over here, this was a good day by Jordan Love. This was a great day by Jordan Love. He made some really good throws. I've kind of, even in some of his other quote-unquote great days he's had in the past, I've been a little cooler on him than some other people. Like, last week I was kind of like, yeah, made some throws, but didn't have a miss here and there. The Chicago game I wasn't as impressed with, even though a lot of other people really liked that game. But this game, I'm with the Jordan Love stands on this one. I really am. I thought he was fantastic here. And this play is just an incredible play. It's man coverage. You have a one-on-one matchup over the middle. Okay, that can get open. It's a good route to look at in this situation. As you see, Love takes a snap, and watch Love. Watch how he throws this football. You see that there is pressure, and he kind of can't really throw it the way he typically would want to. You have to throw it a little bit off balance, and this is part of why some people absolutely love Jordan Love coming out of the draft, is because at his best, he looked like Patrick Mahomes, right? His highlight reel looked like a Patrick Mahomes highlight reel. Now, he had a lot more lowlights, which is why he fell in the draft, but the positives are there, and this is the positive. It's not a wide open throw. But it doesn't matter. Jordan Love puts it right on the money, and they're able to get a big completion. These are types of things that you want to see if you're a Green Bay Packers fan. You want to see it consistently, and he's showing them to you consistently. It's great stuff. And also stuff like this. Again, I can't reiterate enough. Part of it is you're getting guys open, and that's what you need to see. Because, again, I mean, we kind of see it with like Bryce Young in Carolina, right? Where Bryce Young's not playing great, but also he's in terrible situations, and it's almost hard to get a full evaluation of how good or bad he really is. For Jordan Love, there's been some flashes of that. Some like, well, I don't know how you're really going to evaluate him in this situation. Well, in this situation, we can evaluate him, and he looked really good. It's a zone coverage play, and you see the concept on the screen. You have really Christian Watson, the threat of Christian Watson coming into play now, pushing the defense back. You then have a different receiver who's going to try and get in a gap in coverage. That's going to be Romeo Doubs on this play. Watch as Jordan Love takes the snap. He runs the play action. He's going to eventually fire over the middle. And you see Doubs, he makes the catch right here, but I paused it right here to show the window. There was a pretty big window to make this throw, and that's what you want to see. That's why the Packers aren't just a team with a young, promising quarterback, but instead they're a team that could be a playoff contender, is because we're seeing this stuff. Maybe that's the Lions' defense to some degree, and to some degree it is, right? For sure. But at the same time, it's still good stuff. It's still stuff you like to see if you're a Packers fan. Heading over here, this is the crazy play. I'm not going to really break down too much of what happens pre-snap, because let's just get into it. Love is going to take the snap. First, he looks down the field and doesn't love what he sees. There's not a lot open down the field. So, okay, what is he going to do here? That's something I'm always fascinated in, especially with young quarterbacks. Do you minimize damage? Do you maximize positive output? Well, let's see what Love does here. As you see, he's going to step outside the pocket, but then he still scans the field. And you see, I mean, at this point, this play's been going on for forever at this point. So it's definitely, we can say Lions defense all we want, but at the same time, when we're literally over 6 seconds into play, there's only so much you can expect the defense to do. As you see, Love is going to fire it across the field over here. There's a window, I guess. I mean, not a big one. In fact, this is the classic example of if you screw this up and miss this throw, everyone calls you an idiot and everyone says, what kind of mistakes is Jordan Love making? This is a disaster. But he made that beautiful throw, one of the more impressive 13-yard gains you will see to make something like that happen. Again, we can have a debate if that's a smart strategy for Jordan Love to do or a dumb strategy for him to do. But you know what? If he makes those throws, if it works, then you're good. Then you feel okay about it. And he was able to make that throw, so I guess it's a good decision then, right? Also, heading over here, this is maybe his best throw of the day, quite frankly. And I've shown some good throws already in this video. It's a 3rd down and 3 situation, and you have Christian Watson one-on-one on the outside, cover 1 man play, which, this is the type of coverage that, again, kind of to give the brief history, last season, teams kind of realized they could run this against Green Bay. Obviously, Rodgers was there. Usually, Rodgers gets 2 safety deep coverages, but they kind of realized, hey, none of your receivers are winning on the outside. Allen Lazard wasn't quite being that deep threat that they were trying to make him. So because of that, it was a great coverage against Green Bay. Then Christian Watson came along and got like a touchdown every single game, and teams, the Packers offense looked a lot more complete the second half of the season. So here we are again, same situation, Christian Watson one-on-one on the outside, no Rodgers here, it's Jordan Love. How does it work? As you see, Jordan Love takes the snap, and you're going to see it's not even wide open, right? You can kind of see a window potentially developing, but really it's not a wide open play. And at this point, you're almost going to have to rely on your receiver to make a good catch if you're Jordan Love. That's probably where you should put the football. But again, 3rd and 3, it's probably not going to be a much bigger window anywhere else on the field, so might as well go for the end zone, right? And as you see, I mean, look at that throw. Beautifully on the money. Great catch by Christian Watson. I came away from this game really impressed with Christian Watson, but also really impressed with Jordan Love. I mean, again, this spot, if you don't score here, well, now you kick a field goal. It's now a 12-point game. Detroit feels like they can come back and make something happen. So, getting this extra 7 points here is huge. As we know, they ended up winning by 6 points. So, obviously, whole game changes if this touchdown doesn't happen. So, I'm not saying that they would have lost without this touchdown, especially since it would have been a difference in 4 points, not 6 points. But you get what I'm trying to say. You understand the broader point here, which is it was a really important play just to kind of keep things, keep things not that close, which is really well done by Jordan Love. So, yeah, I mean, huge win by the Green Bay Packers. Absolutely huge win, And it's interesting because they played the Lions earlier the year, and the Lions won by a good chunk. They got up big, but then the Packers they did sort of start this comeback that ended up not happening in the second half. I wonder if they sort of found something then, that could potentially be why they were able to start to come back. I certainly think defensively, they kind of, the Lions, it's kind of out a little bit at this point that if you keep mixing up your strategies and keep trying different things, you can slow down this Lions offense a little bit. If you sit back and just play your coverage, you're going to be in trouble. But if if you're sending pressure or if you're just, mixing things up consistently, it can really work out. But to me, the biggest difference in these two games, I do think is two things. It's, for one, I think you have Christian Watson, only 2 catches for 25 yards, did have a touchdown in the first game. But the second game, obviously, really was a massive factor in them being able to win it. He had 94 yards, 5 catches, and a touchdown. And then, the other thing is what this video is about. Jordan Love just played so much better in this game. And Jordan Love has played so much better these past few weeks. I thought he looked good against the Chargers. I thought he looked really good against the Chargers, really. Thought he looked good against the Steelers despite the loss. So this is kind of 3 games in a row. And you could even argue he looked good against the Rams the week prior as well. At least solid against the Rams. So this is kind of a month now of really good football from Jordan Love, which is cool to see. So yeah, those are my thoughts. What are yours? Let me know in the comments below. Always love hearing from ya. And of course, as always, thanks for watching.